Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me, as he is Wednesdays and Saturdays, is Dabby Cab. Dabby, how are you?
Good, man. Good. Ready to keep rolling. We've done 3 shows this year, and I think I've given out a total of 3 bets. So the volume's been low, but like 2 and 1. And I got another one today that I think we're going to cash on. So ready to make some more fucking money, man.
Yeah, you can't hate on low volume. It's not coming. It's not coming. You don't force bets. We all know that. And you give out only plays that you bet. So shout out to you, my man. It's going to be a fun card. It's a short card, obviously, but it's going to be a good one. So far, I am let me see if the bottom half of the fifth. Oh, beautiful. I'm officially 2-0 today so far. That's nice. Say hey minute cashes with the Minnesota -1, and we cashed with Arizona first 5 -0.5 there as well. So good times there. I've got 2 more plays on the schedule here, I believe. I got at least 1 more officially, and then another I'm going to see if we'll add later today. So record, I'm actually 32-37-8 now. So that's an improvement there, down around 6 units. So the climb back, we started down 8 units to start the year. We got back. Now we're back down 8. Now we're climbing back again. So this is the grind. This is baseball season. This is what we do. Cab, you ready to break down this 6-game slate here?
Yeah, let's get it, man. And everybody remember, man, how many games are we in right now? Like fucking 11. And we've got how many this year? Like, it's a long, long grind. Long grind.
Yes, not even worried about it in the slightest. Let's talk Oakland A's, Baltimore Orioles to start this off. Ken Waldichuk, or Waldichuk, if you are a follower of The Walking Dead. Shout out to our guy Sharpie there. Dean Kremer on the bump on the other side. He's not pitched well so far to start the year. 4 runs, 5 runs in both his starts, Yankees and Red Sox there. Doesn't help that he's facing division foes that know him well and hit him well historically. I think he actually could put together a decent little start here today. Pitched okay against Oakland last year, 6 innings, 2 earned runs there, 5 hits. But ultimately, if I'm betting anything, it's probably just going to be Baltimore team total in this game. They're still second against lefties. I'm not believing in our man Waldichuk here. 8 earned runs, 6 earned runs in his first 2 starts. It's a 5 for me, unfortunately, so I probably won't be betting it. But that's the only thing that I'm leaning towards there. I also lean towards the over because I had it last night at 8.5. I saw it, and I was like, man, this is obviously going to be a 9 tomorrow. Wake up, 9 here. So probably not going to bet the over, but also lean that way as well. What do you think, Cab?
Yeah, I'd lean over, especially with these 2 guys on the mound, but I'd only do it with the Baltimore's team total, like you said. Waldichuk, however the fuck you want to say his name, you went over this year, giving up 8 runs and 6 runs in his first 2 starts. Did it with a lot of hits too. 8 hits in the game against Tampa Bay, 9 hits against the Angels. And then you look into last year, he only threw 34.2 innings, so 34 and 2/3 innings, and gave up 32 hits there. So he's one of those people that he gets people. He doesn't have a lot of movement. People see him well. That's just too much. He gets hit too well for me. And this is a Baltimore team that's been hitting great this season. So I wouldn't waste my time worrying about the over with fucking Oakland because I wouldn't trust them to do anything at the plate. But I definitely look at Baltimore here.
There we go. Beautiful. I'm going to look at Baltimore team total. Baltimore team total over 5.5 plus 112. No thanks. And I'm going to look at Bovada real quick to see. I'm going to give it a refresh real quick as well because it's being weird currently, but I don't think I'm going to move on it at the end of the day either way. Baltimore team total over. I'm on the Red Sox game. Of course, I'm thinking about the Red Sox. Beautiful work there done by me. Baltimore team total over -4.5, or sorry, 4.5 is -145 for me. So no thanks there. Shout out to everyone watching the show as we get started. And a nice little slate here, but we appreciate everyone jumping in here. Jay Peasy, Nasty Nate in here. He's on the Orioles. Rick J liking Orioles first 5 -1/2 here. Rocco liking that 4.5 as well. Yeah, I think it's Orioles team totals all day, every day, but got to make them price appropriate. Next game on our slate, the Boston Red Stockings versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Taj Bradley making his debut today. 2 appearances in the minors. He did okay. The line has moved towards the Red Sox, which is interesting, but I have lost entirely too much money betting on the Red Sox these last 2 days, whether it is their money line, whether it is their team total over, that first 5 last night, a killer, 2 straight back-to-back home runs, 1 to give you the push, and you're like, oh, okay, well, fine, we'll take a push. And then immediately after, another home run to fucking lose your bets. So brutal notes there. But I guess Chris Sale's going to be the guy that stops these Rays. I don't know. I ended up passing on this game too. The only thing that I lean towards is Rays full game -1 at a pretty cheap price, but I couldn't get there with the Red Sox, unfortunately, after all the damage they've done to me emotionally in the last 2 days. So what do you think here, Cap?
Well, you know what I think of Sale. You were upset when I told you game 1 that I thought he kind of was washed. I told you it wasn't 2018 Chris Sale. I still think that. Bradley getting his first start here and Sale being just ultimately a fade for me. I'd look first 5 over probably in this game. I haven't bet this one. I bet it's 4.5. But yeah, I'd like that first 5 over. And you look at what Sale's been doing. He struggled to even get 5 innings against Detroit here. So what? He's going to be the one that shuts down this Tampa Bay team that's, the hottest team in baseball, obviously, without question. It could happen. It's fucking baseball. Anything could happen. But I'm not betting my money on it. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah, agreed here. I'm passing Rays full game -1, a lean there. But again, I've lost too much money on the Red Sox. So pass for me there. Shout to Nutflush Allen joining us. We'll be talking Giants later on in the program. I hope you can contribute there, Nutflush, because apparently you've got some windy conditions, and I know you know the wind better than anyone there in the Bay. Tigers versus the Blue Jays. Next game on our slate. This is our my other official play here. I'm on the over. Full game over 8.5 here. Luckily for me, I think you can still get an 8.5, but they opened up the roof in Toronto, something that Jimmy said earlier today that they've never done in April before in the history of their franchise. So I'm excited to see excited to see that. And of course, Bobano came on the show yesterday, gave out the over as well. He thinks that this dimension change in what is it? The Rogers Center, I guess is what it's called. There's dimension change in the Rogers Center will make it a very high place for overs there. So I'm going to take the over here, thinking that Eddie Rodriguez gets touched here. Kevin Gausman, I think he obviously is very good, one of my favorite pitchers. So anything I get from the Tigers here to contribute to this over will be great, but I think the Blue Jays can get there on their own, honestly. So over here in this game for me.
So this is going to be the first part. I have a parlay. It's just 2 teams. It's the Blue Jays. Yeah, it's the Blue Jays first 5. It's just a small one. It's 2 teams. Blue Jays first 5, and the Braves first 5. What I think here is, Rodriguez, man, he's been solid throughout his career. He's right about a 4 ERA guy, if you want to look at it like that. Every year, sometimes he's a little over 4, sometimes he's a little under it. But I think he's kind of topped out, and I think we saw that towards the end of last year with Boston. You would know. I think he kind of started to hit his wall, and I think we're going to see that, or with Detroit last year, excuse me, at the end of the season, and then the year before that with Boston. I think that we'll see him continue to go downhill and to regress. So yeah, this is a spot where I like Toronto at home, first 5. It's just a money line. Both of them money line. It comes out to plus 104, and I'm going to rock with it. So I got Toronto with the Braves first 5 money line parlay.
Little parlay action for Dabby Cab. I guess Mike M's getting into the parlay business, huh?
Shout out to him. Yeah, no, I've done 2 team parlays for a minute. I don't always do them, but with college basketball and baseball, I'll do first 5 or first half parlays because you can cut the juice in half, and then maybe not in half, but you can cut it down quite a bit, and it makes it more bettable.
Yeah, agreed there. Next game on our slate, Cincinnati, Atlanta Braves. Dabby Cab just mentioned he's on the first 5 Braves here. It's fun. This is a fun pitching matchup. Hunter Greene versus Spencer Strider. I'll let you roll the ball on this one here, Cab. Why do you think Hunter Greene is a fade?
He's wild, man. He can't throw strikes. I talked about this with you last year. any pitcher that lives and dies by if they can throw strikes, I'm not down with. He's got 13 strikeouts this year to go along with 6 walks, a 2 whip, a 2.0 whip, a 5.63 ERA, and then on the other side you got Strider, who's just absolutely dominant. He's got a little more walks than I'd like. He's already walked 6 people also this year to go along with 18 strikeouts, but he's working in he's working in a new pitch. And Strider's somebody who I think there's value on. Anytime he's on the mound, you can find a way to bet this guy. So, and I'll continue to do that this season. Today, the way I bet it, like I said, was doing the 2 money line parlays in the first 5. Yeah, and the Braves. Another thing too, this is a Reds team that you can expect them to do what they're going to do. I expect the Reds to score maybe a couple runs here and make a little noise, but they're always going to be a fade towards the end. So that's where I'm at.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I ended up agreeing with you there. If I had to put, pen to paper and put a bet in, it'd probably be some version of like Braves first 5 full game, but obviously that's all juiced. But that's why you took the parlay. So shout out to you, my man. It's always good to be on Spencer Strider's side. I think this is going to be a fun matchup. So I can see a little first 5 under here as well, but it also obviously just depends on Hunter Greene. He faced the Braves last year, and he only faced them once, which is kind of surprising. 5 innings, 4 hits. 3 earned runs, 2 home runs allowed, and the home runs will be a big factor here. So I think you guys should look at those home run props as well today. So there's your notes on that game. Next game, Kansas City Royals versus your Texas Rangers here. Nathan Eovaldi versus Brad Keller on the bump here. And we all know what we think of Brad Helen Keller. Is a beautiful figure. Sometimes a little cross-eyed. Sometimes, but we don't judge. Brad Keller, last 2 appearances, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run against San Francisco at their place, and versus the Twins, 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs there. So not bad by Brad Helen Keller. Not bad at all. So he's had a good start of the season versus Nathan Eovaldi, 3 earned runs and 2 earned runs in his first 2 appearances against the Phillies and the Cubs. 2 quality opponents. Wouldn't hate necessarily a first 5 under here, but I think Nathan Eovaldi can get it done here and pitch well, even though I have the wrong graphics up there. But
I was getting confused, but I got it.
Nathan Eovaldi and them can pitch well there. And I think that Brad Keller, obviously he's been a fade for me for a while. But I think that he can get touched up here. So I'm going to lean to the Rangers again here, but this is unfortunately another pass here just because on the day that you lose your star shortstop for a month, I typically don't want to back your team. I always believe in that team morale stuff.
Man, that shit. He pulled his hamstring. Fucking. Did you see when he pulled his hamstring? Because I had Rangers.
No, well, you live in right there. You get that sweet cable. Think I'm paying for cable? Fuck no. I'm only paying for MLB TV, and I never watched the Astros or the Rangers.
Well, fuck, man, he pulled it. It was a 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. I had -1 first 5 with the Rangers, which pushed. But man, that he pulled his hamstring, and fucking right before that, Garcia dropped a fucking easy, lazy line drive. The Rangers are still the Rangers. I know they're doing all right to start the season, but they're still the Rangers. That being said, Keller is a fade, and there's absolutely no fucking way he keeps up what he's been doing. If you paid attention to his first 2 starts, he's been tiptoeing around danger the whole time. In those 2 starts, he's had 7 walks, that's just atrocious. The fact that he's got a 2.61 ERA with 7 walks and 2 starts is outstanding. He's been lucky, to say the least, and I do not expect that luck to continue. For me, he's a fade, and maybe look first 5 over in this game, or maybe just go with the Rangers team total. I'm not in the mood to really back the Rangers again here consecutively because it's the fucking Rangers. So I'd maybe look at a first 5 over or a team total with the Rangers.
Yep, agreed. I wouldn't want to back the Rangers here at this juice price. I like my guy Nathan Eovaldi, but I don't like him that much. I will mention he did face the Royals last year. 6 innings, 4 earned runs off 2 home runs there. The Royals are the worst hitting team right now against righties, but something to keep an eye on. Now let's get to the marquee matchup of the night. I had a little premature graphification, I guess, there. Everyone has, Cab, you can relate to this. Sometimes we perform too early. It's showtime's too early. Our call time hits a little bit too early, and you happen to finish too quickly.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Did you
Clayton
just make a
Kershaw.
sex joke and it was not good?
Yes, ejaculation. We were talking
About finishing too quickly?
Yes.
Like the show?
But me putting up the graphics too early.
Oh, okay. All
We
right.
got it. Now we got it, guys. High five for everyone. We
There
all
you go. You
explained
got
the
to get some to
jokes.
finish too quick, Jose.
No, I don't know what that's like. Yeah, I don't know what that likes anymore. Dodgers versus Giants here. Clayton Kershaw versus Alex Cobb. Two elders. That's not applicable or saying there. Two old geezers on the bump here. Kershaw 1-1 so far on the year. Pitched okay against Arizona Diamondbacks on their second half of the back-to-back there. The first one was good. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what the Dodgers do here. I hope not Flush Allen is still in the chat watching, and I hope he lets us know what he thinks about his Giants tonight. But I like the Dodgers here. First 5 minus a half here. I don't know if I'm going to make it official. Dodgers were up to minus 175 earlier today, and now it's at minus 155. So I was a little worried. Clayton Kershaw saw the Giants 4 times last year, got touched up in kind of all of them. Not that badly, but shout out to Sharpie. He mentioned, because this is his team, the Dodgers, he mentioned that Kershaw got hurt in the Giant starts last year, so he wasn't 100% in those starts. So, maybe it is a Kershaw spot against the team, the Giants, that hit the lefties 29th best, 48 weighted runs created plus. So I definitely was looking at Dodgers first 5 here, and I don't know if I'm going to make it official yet, but I am leaning that way. What do you think here?
Man, with these two guys on the mound, I think the first 5 over is a pretty good look. And I'm going to look more deeper into this bet, but I think I might get to the window with that. It's going to be 3.5. And, I don't, either way you cut it, I don't care who's ahead. I could see it being like a 3-2 or a 4-2 game after 5 innings here. So I really like this first 5. I think Cobb's a good pitcher. I think Kershaw's getting older. He's getting up there. But both these guys, I don't see him getting through 5 clean. I just don't see it in this situation, especially in this game. So I think first 5 over is a pretty good bet here.
First 5 over there for Dabby Cab. Shout out to Top Set, who went 4-0 yesterday. Shout out to you, my man. Much better than I did yesterday. So shout out to you there. The real DJX 214 saying Giants run line there. Can't trust Kershaw. Not applicable. Liking first 5 minus a half. He's got minus 110. I've got minus 120. I don't know. I'll sit here and think about it for sure. Dabby Cab. Let's recap and review our action here. A short show, only 6 games, unfortunately, but we recap and we give out our plays and looks nonetheless. Shout out to LG joining late, but he does not hate a no-run first inning in Toronto, Detroit. I personally am on the over that game, LG, so I'm hoping for some runs, so I don't know about that. Mike M on the Dodgers and the under. He said Kershaw is in an 18-8 spot, 5, 19, and 2 to the under. All right, I was going to make Baltimore first 5 team total over 2.5 official here, but I think I'm going to just roll with the Dodgers here. So I'm going to take, and by the way, I forgot to mention this. It's windy in San Francisco. I mentioned the wind earlier today with no.
Which way is the wind blowing?
It is blowing out. It's blowing out to center, 14-mile-an-hour winds. However, we have talked about this before. Apparently, the wind swirls in the bay, so it's not like a direct blowing out wind like it would be in Wrigley.
It holds the ball up in the air.
So, yeah. So we will see what happens there, but that's always something that we need to make a note of. But Dodgers first 5 minus a half, minus 120 for me there. I already made official Detroit, Toronto over 8.5, minus 110 or minus 115, excuse me. And I've had 2 cashers already today coming in Arizona and Minnesota. So only 2 plays officially on the card left for me. But I'm excited to watch those 2 plays and keep building back. Dabby Cab, anything for you?
Yeah, I got that parlay. It's a plus 104. It's Atlanta first 5, Toronto first 5. Both of them just on the money line in the first 5 comes out plus 104.
Well, that's it?
Yep.
Oh, low volume Cab. We love to see it.
Hey, if you think about it, I'm involved in like a third of the games that we just capped.
You're right. You know what? You're right. When you're right there, Dabby Cab. Exciting stuff happening around the pub, Dabby. I hope you can join us tomorrow. No Say Hey Plays show, but we'll be on in the morning with Jimmy the Bag, obviously. And the new initiative we've been starting. It's been a fun time. Playback every Thursday. We will be watching baseball games on Playback. It is www.playbacktv. It's a nice little website system. I don't know what to actually call it, but it's a lot of fun. We watch the games together. We're on screen while the games are going, and we don't have to worry about copyright stuff. So that makes our life easier. And we just have a good time kicking it and chilling it. So it'll be fun. The game we are watching tomorrow is the Minnesota Twins at the Yankees. That'll be a fun matchup as well. Two really good teams that we're going up against here. And Dabby Cab, we'll be doing a 420 edition of that as well.
Oh yeah. We need to talk about that because we're gonna make it. All you guys better be in there when we do that shit.
It'll be fun. Yes, I have a birthday party to go to after we do that as well. So I'm going to be professionally cooked throughout the night, and it'll be a very interesting show to say the least.
Hell yeah. It's going to be dope, man. It's going to be dope. 420 in the playback. Get in there. I know it's difficult to get in, but trust me, once you get in, it's worth it. So just go through whatever you have to go through to get in there.
Yes, and remember, it'll ask for your TV cable subscriber. If you've got YouTube TV, use that. It works. It's a good time. And even if you don't have a cable provider and you just want to vibe in there, you can. There's like a 15-minute free trial you get. You can watch. Then once the free trial ends, it will just shut off the TV basically, and you can still hang out in the chat with us. My guy Dennis Garcia did it with us, and it was a whole lot of fun. So if you guys could do that, that would be awesome, and we would appreciate it. Dabby Cab, anything to plug before we get out of here?
No, man, just Pub Sports Radio. You know the deal. I do a lot of shit here on Pub Sports Radio, and that's about it. So make sure you subscribe to Pub Sports Radio, hit the notification, tune into all the shows that we got going, and come into the playback tomorrow. We'll be in there firing a few up and making some live bets. I'll be honest, my record betting baseball is always better when I bet it live. It's usually just unders. I take unders live. I like to get involved in games when I've had an eye on a couple of the pitchers, and then I take an under if I like it. So we'll be in there and we'll make some live bets.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I have my entire family coming into town this weekend because my brother's birthday is is it this weekend? I don't know. We're celebrating it this weekend.
What the fuck? That's terrible.
Yeah, I'm a bad sibling. He's an old man. Whatever. It's fine. But
I didn't even know you had brothers and sisters, and now you talk about them all the time.
I have a half a sibling and or half brother and half sister. Yeah. Okay. Everyone knows about my sister now because I posted her on Instagram once, and then 60 dudes DM me, start saying, "Whoa, dude, your sister's so hot, bro." Oh my god.
You didn't know how social media worked?
Yeah, that's how it happens. That's how it happens, apparently. That voice just took everything out of me, apparently. But
let her give out your plays instead of you, and you'd be at like fucking 12.
Oh my god, already. Yeah. No, shout out to her. She won a sports Emmy for being a sports broadcaster too. And she tells me all the time, like, "Oh, you're the one that taught me baseball. You taught me sports." I'm like, "Yeah." And
taught her how to watch it because I know you didn't teach her how to play.
No, she's the most unathletic. Well, my whole family's unathletic, Cab. It's shocking enough that I'm the most athletic person in my family. It just doesn't bode well for my children. I'm looking to marry a 6'5" Amazonian woman so I can have a future child in the pros. If you guys know any actual Helgas out there, let me know.
There you go.
And by the way, C Bling, unfortunately, I'm not part of Boston. I'm not from Boston. I was born in Venezuela, so I hate to burst your bubble there. But shout out to you for being from Worcester and all that, or Worcester, as they say. But Cab, let's end this show. It's gonna be.
Let's
fun.
Get out of here, man.
Thursday playback. Be there, be square. Don't forget to say hey on social media, and we'll see you guys next time.